Hold on a second. So these are the police reports that go with these police reports here. These here go with this first one, and this one is part of it too. But it was later. It was a follow-up that they went to Maggie, and in this, she says that the words were her daughter's words, not hers. She wanted to go to Gellerman's residence because she got into an argument with her daughter. She believed Gellerman would have taken her back to her daughter's residence if she wanted. Gellerman never made her feel scared, confused, or threatened. And I think these are all specific responses to the officer asking her because they were in the restraining order. There were all these wild accusations that were in here about how terrified Maggie was of me. And he was asking her all these questions. She's like, no, none of that's true. That's in there. This is the Wabasha sent me in the mail this thing saying that this accusations of emotional and mental abuse are substantiated by a preponderance of evidence. And I'm like, really? How about that? So I'm guilty. I did no court or nothing. I mean, I'm just getting this in the mail saying you're guilty. So I called the number that they told me to call if I didn't agree. Then it came back with, oh, it was false. So what they're saying is this police report that Tammy filled out against me, all these accusations that they had to redact the names, but about all this stuff, that was a false police report, a false accusation against me about mental and emotional abuse against her mother. And it was false. And they did nothing about it. They let her get away with that false one. They let her get away with this first one that she filed as Maggie in the first person, right? And Maggie had it dismissed. And they don't care. And then she has her husband file one. And he screwed up because he made it again. He said that he was scared for his own safety, and he tried somehow to include Maggie's address in case he happened to be there, and the judge didn't go for it. So Tammy says, oh yeah, you idiot, you fucked up. So she filed a restraining order against me 2 weeks later and made all these accusations that, I mean, if they were the case, then why wouldn't it have been in here? But no, she says, oh no, this is what really happened, Your Honor. No. Even though I wasn't there and my husband was, his thing is bogus and mine's the truth. So this is what she did. Oh, God. And then she filed a restraining order against Diane, Maggie's sister, Diane, because when I had the restraining order on me, now I couldn't go visit Maggie. So I wanted Maggie to be able to have visitors because I knew Tammy wasn't, nobody else was. So I was driving her sister Diane out every week. So before, when I was seeing Maggie, I was going out every other weekend. Now that the restraining order was on me, I was driving Diane out every weekend. And then Tammy found out, that's when she took the walker out of her hands while she was walking down the hallway, trying to restrain her from getting away. So here I'm out in the car, and I see Diane coming out without her walker she's going, drive. She's calling the cops. We got to get out of here. And I'm like, no. I said, no, we're not going to go back. I told her, go back and get your walker. We're not going anywhere. So, but right in this timeline here where the false police report that Wabasha found false, right in here, Maggie did this 12/29/17. Maggie, I would like a new guardian. I would like a new lawyer. Maggie wants a new guardian, okay? She doesn't want her daughter as her guardian. I think she's making that clear. She doesn't want her there. Where am I? Oh yeah, so over here, when they filed, the first one. This first one that she had dismissed, at the same time, that was on the 19th, at the same time, they had the probate hearing for the guardianship. So Maggie turned her down for the guardianship at 10:55, and 3 minutes later, she had the restraining order, the harassment thing, dismissed. Same day, right at the same time. So imagine how pissed off Tammy was driving home after that. So, and then 2 weeks after that, they forced it on her. That's down here, where they forced it on her because she had to do it. And they got really bad in there too about, Maggie is so bad. And it's like, Jesus Christ, settle down, judge. You're not the doctor. But the judge got freaking stupid on it. Here's something, though. When they had Patrick put his restraining order on me, well, he came up with this. He has this list here. You can read through. There's no big deal. He just says, yeah, we blocked the phone because she said she wanted to. And I'm like, yeah, thanks for admitting, blah, blah. And he's, no, blah, 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 blah. It's no big deal. But he's talking all this bullshit about how Maggie wants them to block the phone from me so I can't call her. Well, 11/11, 9:22 that evening, Maggie called me. 9:03 a.m. the next morning, Maggie called me. 10:52 a.m., Maggie called me again. I think that's right after that is when they blocked it. Yeah, I'm sure that was the last one. So they blocked it after that. But see, Maggie called me all the time. At 9 a.m. and 9 p.m. is generally when she called. But here, there was more stuff going on because of what happened. So here, Melissa was calling me because Maggie called Melissa and said that I needed to call her because she'd get in trouble or something if she called me. And I said, no, I can't call her because they got my phone blocked. So you have to call me. So Melissa called her back and told her that, at 9:16, she called her back and said, no, you're going to have to call Rick. So she did. She called me at 9:22 p.m. and then again at 9:03 a.m. So, no, she didn't want the phone blocked. But that's what Patrick was trying to claim. So, I mean, this is just lies. Everybody in the family are liars. And that even comes out in this, when I went to file my complaint against Tammy for this false one, I went down there to file a complaint with this Bill Weist. I didn't realize it was the same cop that interviewed Tammy. So he was very familiar with everything. So I had to go down there to talk to him about it. And he goes, I didn't know what was going on. He treated me like I was a perp, and I'm down there reporting Tammy as for committing perjury and lying in court. And he says, yeah, but it's not her, it's the whole family. And I'm like, well, wait a minute, what do you mean? Oh, you must have already known something about it. But that's what I thought at the time. But now I realize, wait a minute. Yeah, it's not her, it's the whole family. That's what I've been saying. The whole family are corrupt criminals that are willing to lie at the drop of a hat. Just like this from Donna here, where all she was supposed to do was write something that said that I agree with what Tammy is doing. That's all she had to do. But she wrote this whole damn thing, all this bullshit about how I'm sneaking marijuana and cigarettes out there and making her smoke it with me and all this stupid ass shit. She says down here that I was okay to take her to lunch and he took her to his house. And this is in complete direct conflict with this whole thing over here where I showed up at 10 o'clock at night. I showed up at 9:49. Tammy's words. He says Tammy. She says I showed up at 2200 hours. It's 10 o'clock at night. But over here, Donna tries saying it was okay for me to take her to lunch, but I picked her up and I took her all the way to my house. So she doesn't have her lies straight with Tammy. She wasn't supposed to do all that, but she went and incriminated herself and made it look. She's trying to say something here that does not jibe with the timeline. And she's trying to make it sound like she knows what she's talking about. Well, she's lying because that's what they do. They're all bad. The son, Thomas, Maggie doesn't even mention his name to the people at the NORAN Neurological Clinic in those reports. That's what kind of a loser he is. Anyway, am I done yet? Yeah, that's pretty much it. Just, to reiterate about how Maggie sent these letters. And there's There's some pretty heartfelt stuff in there. You know, and then she sent me these cards. These cards were before. This is when we were just living, just having our relationship, you know. She was in Edina and I was in Minneapolis or something, and we were seeing each other. And this is the woman who is so terrified, and she doesn't know how to explain to me that she never wants to see me again. And that's what she sent me, along with these other two. And oh yeah, and notice she sent me these two. That one was in this letter. And notice that she used a return address for where I'm living now. So she must have grabbed that when I rescued her. And she was with me for those 10 days until she got kidnapped on the 17th, I think it is. That's when she got kidnapped, and I rescued her on the 6th. So yeah, February 6th is when I rescued her. So that's pretty much it. Trying to rescue Maggie. I don't know what to do anymore. Neither does Maggie. Hopefully we'll get some headway after this. Thanks.